n8n just dropped to version 2.0 and it's breaking workflows right now. Your automations might stop working if you don't upgrade, but here's the crazy part. It's also 10 times faster. I'm going to show you exactly what changed and how to fix your workflows before it's too late. Plus, I'll show you a real automation you can build in minutes. Let's go. All right, so n8n 2.0 just went live. This is huge. And I'm not talking about some small update with a few new buttons. This is a complete overhaul. Security got way better, performance got 10 times faster, and your workflows might break if you don't know what's coming. Here's the thing, n8n has been around for a while now. Version 1.0 came out in July 2023. That's over 2 years ago. Since then, they went from 30,000 stars on GitHub to over 160,000. Their community grew to 115,000 members, and their team went from a small startup to almost 200 people. They're not playing around anymore. This is enterprise level stuff now. So why call it version 2.0? Because this update has breaking changes. That means stuff that worked in version 1 might not work in version 2. And that's actually a good thing. Let me explain. Version 2.0 focuses on 3 big pillars: security, reliability, and performance. These aren't sexy features, but they're what makes n8n safe for real businesses. Let me give you the timeline first. Beta version dropped on December 8th, 2025. That's already live. Stable version comes out December 15th, 2025. That's the one you want for production. And here's the kicker. Version 1 support ends in 3 months. After that, you only get security fixes. No new features, no help. You're on your own. So you've got 90 days to upgrade. Don't wait until the last minute. This is the biggest one. n8n made everything secure by default. They added something called task runners. Task runners isolate your code. So if you're running a code node, it doesn't have access to your whole system anymore. It runs in its own little bubble. This is huge for security. Before this, a bad actor could potentially access stuff they shouldn't. Now they can't. Environment variables are also blocked now. In version 1, your code could read environment variables. That's dangerous because environment variables often have API keys and secrets. Now, if you try to access them, it won't work. You have to use proper credentials instead. This might break your workflows, but it's worth it. Some nodes got disabled too. Execute command node, gone by default. Local file trigger node, disabled. These nodes could run commands on your server or access your file system. Way too risky. If you need them, you can turn them back on, but you have to do it manually. Auth authentication got stricter too. Before you could skip authentication on OAuth callbacks, now you can't. This makes your workflows more secure, but you might need to update your OAuth flows. File access got locked down. By default, you can only access files in a specific folder, and they removed something called pyodide Python. That was the old way to run Python in your browser. It was slow and insecure. Now Python runs natively through task runners, way faster and way safer. Second pillar is reliability. This is about fixing bugs and weird edge cases. The biggest fix is for sub workflows. In version 1, there was a weird bug. When you used a sub workflow, the parent workflow would get the input data instead of the output data. That made no sense. Now it's fixed. Parent workflows get the output like they're supposed to. This enables stuff like human in the loop workflows, where someone has to approve something before it continues. That's powerful. They also removed a bunch of dead nodes. Spontit, crowd.dev, kitemaker, Automizy, all gone. Why? Because those services don't exist anymore. No point keeping nodes for dead services. MySQL and MariaDB support got removed too. You have to use PostgreSQL or SQLite now. This makes the platform more predictable. Less databases to support means fewer bugs. And here's a big one. The old SQLite driver got removed. There's a new pooling driver. It's way faster. They're claiming 10 times faster. I'll get to that in a second. Binary data handling changed too. Before you could store binary data in memory. That caused slowdowns. Now it uses your file system, database, or S3 storage, more predictable under load. Third pillar is performance. This is where it gets exciting. The new SQLite pooling driver is insane. n8n ran benchmarks. They're saying it's up to 10 times faster. 10 times, that's not a typo. The new driver uses something called WAL mode. That's write-ahead logging. It allows better concurrency. Multiple things can read at the same time. And it uses a pool of connections instead of just one. Default is 2 red connections. You can increase that if you need to. For workflows that hit the database a lot, this is a game changer. Python execution got faster too. Remember how I said they removed pyodide? Native Python is way faster, and task runners make it even better. because they isolate and accelerate execution. Binary data separation helps with performance too. When you're not loading huge files into memory, everything runs smoother and resource management got better overall. Task runners handle resources more efficiently. Okay, so that's the three pillars of security, reliability, performance. But there's one more change that's huge: the save and publish paradigm. This changes how you work with workflows. In version 1, when you hit save on an active workflow, it went live immediately. That's scary. One wrong click and you break production, no safety net. In version 2, they split it into two buttons: save and publish. Save just saves your changes, it doesn't make anything live. You can edit and save as much as you want, nothing changes in production. When you're ready, you hit publish. That's when it goes live. And here's the cool part: you can have multiple versions. Each version gets a name, you can see your history, you can roll back if something breaks. This is huge for teams. No more accidental updates, no more breaking production by mistake. And this sets the stage for autosave. Autosave is coming in January 2026. Mid-January to be exact, your workflows will save automatically every few seconds. No more losing work from browser crashes. Everyone's been asking for this, and it's finally coming. The UI got some updates too, nothing major, just cleaner and easier to read. Nodes don't have white outlines anymore. Connectors are thicker, they get more visible when you hover. And slower nodes show a circular loading animation. So you know they're working. The sidebar got reorganized. Settings are easier to find now. Overall, it takes about 10 minutes to get used to, then you'll prefer it. Now, here's the critical part: breaking changes. This is where your workflows might break. Pay attention. Task runners are enabled by default. That means code nodes run in isolation. If your workflow relies on accessing system stuff, it won't work. You might need to set up an external task runner. Environment variable access is blocked. If your code reads environment variables, it will fail. You have two options: either set a flag to allow it or use proper credentials. Execute command node is disabled. If you're using it, your workflow will break. You have to manually enable it. It's the same with local file trigger. OAuth authentication is required now. Test your OAuth flows. Some might need configuration changes. Bare Git repositories are disabled. If you're using them, you need to enable them manually. MySQL and MariaDB are gone. If you're using them, you have to migrate to PostgreSQL or SQLite. They have a migration tool. Use it before you upgrade. The legacy SQLite driver is gone. This one's automatic. You get the new pooling driver and you get the 10 times speed boost. In-memory binary data is gone. You have to use file system, database, or S3. Set your preferred mode before upgrading. Periodized Python is gone. Update your Python code nodes. Use the new task runner setup. The built-in tunnel is gone. That's the n8n tunnel command. You have to use ngrok, local tunnel, or Cloudflare tunnel instead. Environment variable handling changed. They upgraded the library. Now you can use backticks and multi-line variables. But you might need to update your .env files. Sub-workflow data return changed. Parent workflows now get the correct output. This is a fix, not a break. But your workflows might behave differently. Test them. The CLI command update workflow changed. Now there's publish workflow and unpublished workflow. Update your scripts. Some nodes got removed completely. Spontit, crowd.dev, kitemaker, automizy. If you're using them, you have to replace them. Here's what you need to do next. First, check your workflows with the migration tool. Go to settings, migration report, and scan everything. Fix the critical issues, then test in the beta version if you can. Don't go straight to stable on production, test first.